Hey, okay, so we're just going to do a quick energy check-in. This is for the sign of Aquarius, Cancer, Aquarius and Cancer, okay? And this is for your sun, moon, or rising, or wherever these signs fall in your birth chart. I'm also getting a lot of North Node energy. So you could have a North Node in Aquarius, or like you could be an Aquarius North Node or a Cancer North Node. Pisces as well, I'm getting actually. So, I was kind of having a little bit of difficulty getting started with your reading. So maybe there's some kind of block, or you're just going through some kind of transition or climate, a change in climate, I guess. This could be in your environment, this could be internally, just a change, okay? And you could be going towards your North Node, which talks about the future. It talks about like on your North Node path, that's your dharmic path. I apologize, the heat just kicked in there. So you could be dealing with or being challenged with extra noise right now, or distractions. It is part of the challenge. Your advice is to block it out, okay? So this is the Two of Swords. And to me, the Two of Swords speaks of going within. So proceeding, coming like before the Two of Swords, we have an Ace of Swords, right? So that's a very unclouded, like objective, unbiased. It's just a clarity, clear thought, idea, inspiration. Oftentimes I attribute the Ace of Swords to acquiring a new psychic gift. And so, and that would be on like the mental plane, or within, in that field. And so the Two of Swords then to me speaks of utilizing that, practicing it. Okay, because these two swords are yours. You have your own sword, and a sword you were gifted, right? This psychic gift. Now, when we go to the Three of Swords, to me, that then speaks of, right, I read it as, it speaks to me as an external or outside energy, right? That we have to use our discernment in whether we want to use that, take that into account. But all the while, we should be trusting our own abilities, our own intuition, our own judgment and discernment. Okay, so perhaps there's that's something that you're practicing, is using that discernment. Because on the classic Two of Swords, she's blindfolded. Okay, there's like water behind her, an ocean behind her, or a sea behind her. She's on land, right? And she's got these two swords crossing her, and she's blindfolded. So that speaks of going within, right? Kind of not using these eyes, but this eye, right? And going within, practicing and honing in that discernment, that intuition, that ability, that psychic gift, tuning into the current energies, the currents as well. Okay? Because we do have a lot of water energy here, and we also have some air energy, right? Aquarius, the air energy, and Pisces and Cancer for the water energy. And then we've got the 10th house, which speaks of career. It speaks of your path. It speaks of, you know, your north node. Yeah. Right? Because we've got the north node here. So Aquarius, in the air sign, right? It's very innovative. It's very forward thinking. It's very tuned in and tapped in. It is the water bearer, right? So it's almost as if, you know, taking that Ace of Sword and integrating it into the water, into the flow, into the, you know, it's that integration. Breathing underwater, I'm hearing. So, right, and so we've got Cancer. That's very moon, right? And I've got the moon here as well, and it came out twice. So it has Cancer and the 4th house and things like this. So it's really nurturing, it's protective. Okay. It is like very much creation energy, the moon. And when we think of the moon and the way it affects the water, the tides, the influence and effect and pull and grab, you know, that it has on water. And so perhaps the moon phase could be important for you right now. Um, 338 could be an angel number for you. And there could be an additional message in there. Let's just see. I'm not sure actually what the moon phase that we're in. Perhaps it's not integral to the message at this point. Okay, so nurturing that your intuition, nurturing your psychic discernment, your psychic abilities, your abilities to tap into the currents, the air waves, the sound waves, and the currents of the water, right? Flowing, tapping in, okay? And letting your soul speak. Allowing the energies to speak that are around you, right? So the thing with the 2 of Swords, okay, and we've got Jupiter with abundance here, so Sagittarius, 9th house energy, so exploration, perhaps you have a goal in mind, a target you're trying to hit, okay? So whatever that could be for you. So by tapping in to these currents, It's just allowing it to flow, right? So, you know, when we've got a lot of thoughts, energies around us, it's important to realize that we can observe these energies, but we don't have to absorb them. We don't have to take them on. An objective, you know, acknowledgement of them. So that's kind of the Two of Swords to me, right? And we don't have to accept every thought that comes in, right? We can acknowledge it, but we don't have to take it as our truth. So that could be an important message for somebody, you know, and because it's kind of that, it's just, all it is it's data, it's information, it's you know, it's things that our body, our mind are picking up on, or are associating with, you know, whatever. That's if you're tuned in. Okay, if your mind's just going, it could just be that, you know, your mind's just kind of, it's like if you're trying to, say, teach your lovely companion pet, you know, challenge them with a new, I don't want to say trick, like a new skill or talent or ability, sharpening their, you know, their skills. Say if you have a treat, you know, they'll maybe run through the different things that they think that you want them to do, right? If you're trying to teach them, you know, how to lay down or how to, you know, bark or whatever it is, you know, they'll go through what they have, what you've taught them already, and see if that's what you're wanting, right? So it's kind of like, that's like how our mind works sometimes. It's like, hey, is this what you want? Is this what you want? Is this what you're asking for? Right? So being mindful of that as well. Interesting message. Okay, so but once we can master this skill of just objective observation and acknowledging these external energies, we don't have to, it's like if you have a knock at your door, you know, somebody's at your door, they're knocking at your door. Well, let's, you know, we have our doors and our windows and things like that, and we have an alarm system, so we have security there, right? We have to do the same things with ourselves and with our minds, and, you know, it's like that shielding, right? So we want to have it locked, we want it secure, right? But if there's a knock, you know, we can, you know, maybe look through the little peephole, see who it is, you know, or we can ask who it is, we can open the door and, you know, and we can greet them, but we don't have to allow them in, right? It's the same thing. So just being mindful of that. Okay, so important here then is just meditation, quieting the mind, objective observation of the energies and external, you know, happenings around you. You know, putting up that auric shield, protection that way, security, an alarm system, all of that for ourselves. Okay, and honing in those skills and abilities. Right? This is all about learning to turn whatever, you know, if it's a psychic gift that you've recently acquired or have been gifted or have discovered, you know, practicing it, honing it in, trusting your own judgment and your own discernment, okay? So, and this all has to do with, you know, this transition into maybe this north node, that path that you're on, okay? Because we have transits here, okay? So you're transitioning into this. And so it's very important to stay grounded, right? We have Ace of Pentacles. So this could even be, along with this, could be a physical gift. It could be, you know, perhaps this is something that you're, you know, even learning to work with energy, if you can feel energy, or, you know, some kind of tapping into the currents around you and being able to modify, I'm hearing, or manipulate, right? The physical, right? So, I mean, we're talking a lot about, you know, this could fall under alchemy or magic, or, you know, just a general manifestation maybe that you're trying to bring in. And there's something that's growing with it. Look, there's sprouts off of this ring. Okay, and we've almost got the same image here, but contrasted. Wormholes coming to mind, like a traveling. Maybe some of you are time traveling, astral traveling, that kind of thing. Okay, but so manifestation. Okay, and perhaps there's an opportunity coming towards you that you now have to use this discernment and trusting your own judgment, trusting your decision making, and things like that. Okay, so can we get more then on yeah, I see whatever this is, it is going to bring in a lot of abundance for you. Okay, a lot of fulfillment. It's going to positively affect your finances because we have the Empress and the Four of Pentacles here. I'm also seeing, like, the way I see this, these Four Pentacles, it's almost like a compass to me, or like the directions. So you could, you know, even be traveling or something like this. And you're wondering, feng shui is coming into mind here. So maybe that you take that into consideration when considering where to move and things like that. Or perhaps you're just kind of deciding on, because I'm getting more, like, for some of you, more long distance travel. Because we did have the Jupiter with Sagittarius, which would be the 9th house, which would be exploration travel, things like that. Okay, and then we've got the Moon and the High Priestess here again, and we've got the High Priestess twice. And I did pull these cards prior to filming. Just FYI, they were shuffled, and I tried kind of, you know, I was having a hard time kind of reading the energy myself. Not a hard time, but like I said, there felt like there was some kind of a blockage or something that was just that required a little bit of that Two of Swords going within. Okay, so I did have to take a little bit of quiet time to try to interpret these energies. There may be a disruption here, I think. Maybe not. Okay, so we've got the High Priestess clarified by the High Priestess with the Moon. So this is very tapped in. This is I'm hearing like life-giving. This is like, you know, it's like the breath of life. It's like a completely new experience for you, whatever this is, that I feel like you are keeping it very quiet at this time. We have that Two of Swords, we have High Priestess twice, we have the Moon. So I feel like you are keeping this very quiet at the moment.